This vid is all about, I guess, a follow-up on an incident that happened to me last year. I had the misfortune of having a breakdown on this bike, the 1200 GSA. Part of the driveline failed. Parallel torque rod, I ended up snapping that in the middle of nowhere. I didn't know about it at the time, and yeah, some guys were curious, some regular viewers were curious as to what the outcome was, because they know that I'd been abandoned by my roadside assist insurance policy. So yeah, this is just a follow-up to let people know the outcome. It may appear a bit disjointed at times because some footage was taken weeks ago. Well, g'day and welcome to another Mongrel Dog production, and welcome to this special day. It's a special day because I finally get to pick up my BMW R1200 GSA. It's taken 3 months to get it back on the road, primarily because of a parts issue. And for those who suggested just shipping the part in to where I had the breakdown, clearly it wasn't that simple. I've been waiting 6 weeks for the parts to arrive ex-Germany, and as I said, it's taken 3 months to get the bike back on the road. I'm just in transit now on my way to BM Bikes in Jandakot to go and speak to Thorsten and take delivery of the bike. Thorsten, how you going? I'm well. It's nice to see the old girl. I have missed this old girl. You know, I do love this bike with a passion. I mean, it's just a tool I use to get a job done. 125,000 kilometres on the clock, 7 years old. It's led a hard life, but I mean, I just bought it, as I said, to get a job done, and that is tour Australia's outback, and I've certainly done that. This bike has been in some far-flung places and taken me there in relative comfort. Sometimes it's been hard going, difficult, but that's because I choose to take it in places maybe it wasn't designed to go. And really, I mean, the bike is pretty versatile. You're only limited by the ability of the rider. I've seen blokes, you know, make these things sing. Unfortunately, my skill set is not quite as good as I'd like it to be. But anyway, but yeah, look, in 25 words or less, I was transiting through Central Australia. Unbeknownst to me, I ended up breaking the parallel torque rod, which I believe not many riders have successfully done, so I feel special in that regard. But anyway, I got to a community called Yalara, noticed the broken torque rod. Without that, the rear wheel was able to move forward 40 mil. Anyway, when I discovered the brake, I rang BMW Assist, because I have roadside assistance with them. And after 2 days of negotiation, they ended up denying the claim, saying, well, no, they're not going to cover it. Because what had to happen is the bike had to be recovered back to Adelaide for repair, and that was a distance of, I don't know, 2,000 kilometres. And I guess when they started doing the sums, they realised it was going to cost them several $1,000s. So after 48 hours of negotiation, they said, no, you're on your own, buddy, which didn't please me, and I ended up having to get the bike recovered by making an insurance claim. It took about 4 weeks to get the bike back to Perth, and then another couple of months to get the repair done, and that's primarily because apparently the torque rod wasn't available in Australia. As I said before, I'm one of the few who actually managed to break one of these things. The part had to come ex-Germany, so there was a long delay getting the bike back on the road. Anyway, finally got it back on the road, and that's when I took on the task of holding BMW Assist to account, because I felt they had a case to answer. Now, BMW Assist, the underwriters for that are Allianz, and once again, I don't have a problem naming them, because I think most insurance companies are a pack of dogs. When I got the bike back in my possession, I took on the task of making Allianz answer for their actions. So I wrote them a letter of demand, indicating my disappointment in the lack of service that they provided. I was out of pocket several $100s. I had to pay a $500 excess because of the insurance claim. I was out of pocket a bit of money for travel expenses getting back to Perth. I thought it was worthwhile to get a please explain out of them. So I wrote a letter of demand. The last paragraph indicated that if they didn't come good, then I was more than happy to elevate it to the next level. Anyway, after 21 days, they wrote me a very polite letter saying they got it wrong, they screwed up, and it wasn't in keeping with their ethos, and they committed to try and do better in the future. So they reimbursed me for the costs associated with the claim, but as a consequence of that, I haven't renewed my policy with them, and I'll go elsewhere for roadside assist. When the bike went in for repair, the mechanic, Thorsten at BM Bikes, who I effectively trust with my life, he had some concerns because I'd ridden the bike for some distance with the torque rod broken, and because that rear wheel was able to move forward and back about 40 mil, he had some concerns that the final drive, being a shaft drive, that the final drive may have been damaged. So as a precaution, he replaced the final drive as part of the repair, because he knows where I take this bike, and he didn't like the idea of taking any chances. You know, the bike's done about 125,000 kilometres, so my guess is this final drive will probably be good for another 100,000 kilometres at least before it needs looking at. Another thing some regular viewers to the channel have asked is when's the next adventure, and look, we've just we're currently in summer here in Australia. We've had some record temperatures here locally here in Perth, many days above 40 degrees Celsius, and it's just too damn hot, too damn risky to go out back with those temperatures. There's total fire bans often, so you can't have a fire at night. So we're just going to have to wait for cooler weather before I go out bush again. In the meantime, I guess I'm limited to Thursday rides with the BMW Club. Most Thursdays a group of guys will get together, just go for a ride for 200 or 300 kilometres, find a place to have lunch, and that's what we're doing today. We end up going to Harvey. At least this allows me to stay in the saddle and keep the oil circulating. home now. By the time I get home it'll be about 400 kilometres door to door. Not a bad way of spending a Thursday. And look, I don't want to sound like a whinger, but I'm sure there are a lot of success stories involving BMW Roadside Assist. You know, those riders with, you know, punctures, bike won't start, have to get it towed home or whatever. But in my case, when I venture a little bit further than just down to the shops, you pay for these policies hoping you never have to use them. But in the event that you do have to make that phone call, you like to think that they're going to keep their end of the bargain, and in this case they didn't. And they acknowledge that, but of course that didn't help me at the time when I was stranded in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Anyway, if this is the final approach, you know what that means. See you on the other side.